Hello everyone, welcome back. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail of this video, we are going to be talking about my TBR for this month. Now, am I going to stick to this TBR? Probably not. And the reason I say that is because I have been kind of in the mood to, mood read. I have been, especially in the month of March, I really was struggling getting through my TBR because I just wanted to read something else. So I felt like in the month of April, I will give myself the leeway to choose what I want to read, when I want to read them, but there are books that I would like to try to get to in the month of April. So, with that being said, let's talk about the books that I would like to read in April. So, there are 4 books on this TBR that I would like to try to get to this month. So, we are going to start with the book that I started last night, Lightlark by Aster. I'm finally doing it. I know, I'm so excited. I got up to chapter 6 in this last night, so I'm finally putting Lightlark on my immediate TBR. Basically, Lightlark is a centennial, one of my books just fell, so that was fun. But Lightlark is a centennial, so every single 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears for 100 days. It is basically, like I said, Hunger Games and Caraval, so there are games that they have to try to win, and there are 6 realms in Lightlark, and each ruler of each realm has to come in and try to break the curses that were placed on them and their people. And it's wild so far. Basically, each ruler has something to hide, and each curse is uniquely wicked. So to break them and save themselves and their realms, this is the craziest part, one ruler has to die. So this is going to be a crazy book. I'm so excited to really get into this one. Oh, this is going to be good. I'm so excited to finally have this on my immediate TBR. Next, Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I have had this on my TBR for so long, and let me just tell you, the reason I haven't picked it up is ridiculous because I just wanted I want the UK editions. I like their covers better. I don't like these covers at all. They're just not my favorite. But yes, so anyway, back to Magnolia Parks. This is the next book on my TBR for the month of April. Magnolia Parks is a beautiful, self-involved, mildly neurotic London socialite. BJ is Britain's most notorious bad boy who broke her heart, but these two are meant to be and everyone knows it. Magnolia and BJ are written in the stars, just suspended in a strange kind of love that looks like hurting each other a lot of the time. She dates other people to keep him at bay. He sleeps with other girls to get back at her for it. But at the end of their every sad endeavor to get over one another, it's still each other they crawl back to. Finally, after years of this, their dysfunction is catching up with them, pulling at the seams and fraying the world they've built. But they're not ready to let go. Not yet, at least. As the cracks start to show and secrets begin to surface, Magnolia and BJ are forced to face the formidable question they've been avoiding all their lives. How many loves do you really get in a lifetime? I have heard so many good things about this book. We're just going to disregard that, okay? We're just going to pretend that Alyssa knows English and can speak fluently, okay? Anyway, so I think that this book is going to be fantastic because of the things that I have heard. Now, don't get me wrong. Is their relationship something that you should look up to? No. That's what I've heard. So, I'm excited to get into this and see what Magnolia and BJ are all about. I am very excited for this one too. I've got a pretty good TBR this month if I can actually stick to it, but we'll see because I am mood reading. Next on my list, hold on, let me while I take my brain. Hold on while I take this sticker off. I really wish bookstores would find another way. Okay, next book on my list, and this is so funny because this is literally the same author as the book that I just spoke about, so I will definitely need to probably read this one first. We'll see. Never by Jessa Hastings. This one is a Peter Pan retelling, but instead of falling for Peter Pan, she falls for Captain Hook's son. And let me tell you, if there is a morally gray character in a book, I'm gonna eat it up. I'll eat it up. So I am very excited to have this one on my media TBR. I will hopefully get to this one this month, but if not, oh well. So the back of this book says, growing up, Daphne always knew Peter Pan would come for her, the way he'd come for her mother and her grandmother Wendy before that. The Darling Girls. Their stories are all the same, the forever young boy at their window after their 13th birthday, and the shimmering magical land behind a star. When Peter doesn't show for Daphne until she's 17, inexplicably full grown and with no excuse for his tardiness, Daphne doesn't know what to think. Still, she has always been told that Peter Pan is her destiny. It's beyond choice to take his hand and leap into the stars, no matter what comes next. But in Neverland, Peter's true colors begin to show. One moment he's making Daphne's heart flutter, and the next he's forgotten her entirely. So when Daphne stumbles into the path of Jameson Hook, the pirate son of Peter's nemesis, she lets herself get swept up in his vulgar charm despite the warning signs. Both boys are trouble, and both have dangerous secrets about this strange fantasy land they call home. And if she loses her heart to either one, Daphne might just lose herself too. This book sounds amazing. I love a good fairy tale retelling. Fairy tale retelling. That's a hard one. But I am a big fan of fairy tales. I have always been a big fan of fairy tales. And fun fact, Peter Pan is one of my favorites. It has always been one of my favorites. It will always be one of my favorites. So I'm very excited to read Never so I can see what the hype is about our little nemesis pirate. And last but not least, this is another book that I have read in the past but would like to reread, especially now. Wicked. Wicked by Gregory Maguire. I love these covers, by the way. They're like so cool. So it looks like this, and then you open it up and it's a portrait. I think it's so cool. But yes, this is the next book on my TBR and the last book on my TBR for this month. And well, I don't really think that I need to explain this book because, well, the movie just came out not that long ago. I feel like people are still in the hype of Wicked, so if I need to explain this, I can jump into a deep dive video, but as of right now, I think this is pretty cut and dry. I really want to read Wicked. I have always felt like an Elphaba, and then whenever I got to college, it kind of changed into a Glinda, but I feel like every single person has a little bit of both in them. So I just genuinely, I love a good reread whenever it's things that I have cherished and loved for so long. Wicked is the musical that got me into musicals. It is the musical that made me want to be an actor. I heard of Wicked and I listened to the music, and then my first audition after I heard that ended up being The Wizard of Oz. And I think that's just a fun little story about me. I am a big Wicked fan, so I am excited to read the books as an adult. But yeah, that's all of my TBR for April. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but if I'm in the mood to read them, I will definitely be picking them up. So, with that being said, look at these guys. That's a really good TBR and also really pretty. It's like really like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's pretty. They're pretty books. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, leave a comment downstairs, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.